Were you told you were shy? Do you identify as shy? Do you hate that word now? Do you just wish you could get over it and get on with your life? Welcome to Shining Beyond Shy, empowering you to create a greater life than you ever thought was possible. With your Shining Beyond Shy host, Fiona Cuts. Hi, everybody. So welcome to this week's episode of Shining Beyond Shy. I'm your host, Fiona Cuts, and I'm calling this week's episode Beyond Vulnerability. So if you're listening, you may already hear a difference in my voice, I'm sure you do. And if you're watching on YouTube, then you may see a difference as well. So I never thought that I would be sitting here in my apartment by the sea in Croatia, actually doing an episode at this point in my life. So I've recently had very full-on dental surgery. So I'm in a process actually of having full implants in my upper and my lower jaw. And the first stage in that is having your teeth out. I don't know why I'm laughing. I wasn't laughing the day that I had it done. And my plan had been to hide away on the beach without any teeth and enjoy the sun and do some writing and basically keep out of the public view. And I was really prepared to miss a few episodes of Shining Beyond Shy. And then what's occurred? So it's now, I think, 10 or 11 days since I had the surgery. And what's occurred is that I feel really good. So in the last couple of days, I've suddenly started to feel amazing. It's like my body feels amazing. There's not any pain. There's a bit of swelling, but not so much swelling. And I don't know why, I just can't keep it secret. And I was thinking, I wrote a long post on Facebook about this, and if any of you are interested, we'll put a link to the post, which is a public post. We'll put a link to that post in the show notes. But I was saying in the post that I wrote that my dad had dentures from the age of around 40, I think. And I have to say, I don't really know. And that was part of the sort of secrecy thing in my family. It's like the only reason any of us knew, I say any of us, I mean my brother and I don't think my brother and I talked about it, but the only reason we knew was because suddenly these dentures appeared in the bathroom as my dad was scrubbing them and taking them out every night. And this was how it went in my family with pretty much anything important or anything intimate, let's put it like that. It's like it happened, but we almost pretended it wasn't going on. And I guess that's what I thought I would do. I would do the surgery, excuse me, let me just use the tools here. So everything this brings up, me talking about this, I destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pod, cool, name, shorts, boys, POVADs and beyonds. So that's the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. And if you'd like to know more about it, you can go to theclearingstatement.com and you can read about it and you can listen to it. And basically what it does is it releases limitations. So, I mean, in order for me to actually do this, I've had to release a load of limitations about being seen like this, about being heard like this. And there was still obviously more when I started to cough. So I'm just releasing that and continuing. So it's kind of instantaneous when we use the clearing statement. So how does it get better than this? Yeah, so I guess my plan was to continue in the way that my family has always behaved. Oh, okay, I will do the thing. And by the way, it took me a lot to get to do the thing. And that's another story that no doubt I'll talk about another time. So I'll do the thing, but I'll keep it quiet. And actually, I'll emerge when I have beautiful new implant teeth. And I won't ever talk about it except to my closest friends. It's like some people will notice, but just let them guess what's going on. I don't have to say anything about it. And I can't say why that's changed. I just suddenly knew that I would be more open about it as it's happening. And what I realized is that I've told so few people about this, and the people who I have told have been so kind. And I just realized, oh, I'm not allowing people to contribute to me. If this was happening to a friend of mine, or even an acquaintance of mine, and some of you people who are listening are friends, some of you are more acquaintances, we haven't met in person yet, I would just be there for them. I would just have love for them. And I mean, I'm not doing this to receive your love. And I'm willing to receive that. I'm also willing to receive judgment. I had so many judgments around this: having metal in your mouth, having a conventional treatment. No, I would heal it the alternative way. I had all those points of view until very recently. And I've spent a lot of time trying alternative ways of healing my gums and my teeth and my mouth. And I was actually ignoring pretty much that they weren't working. Also, I have to say that one thing I think did work is, like, I was really determined to keep my teeth. And it surprised me how hard it was for the dentist to take my teeth out. And I have a sense that that's because I have done everything to keep them. And so there I was under anesthetic, like, you can go now, you can go now, it's time for you to go now, which may have been a bit confusing for the teeth, as for the last, I don't know, 18 months or 2 years, been super focused on keeping them, and actually done a pretty good job at keeping them. Just, well, the way that my dentist put it, it's like, yeah, your teeth were not for the future. And she said it very kindly and without judgment. Yeah, your teeth are not for the future. And this is what this choice feels like. It feels like it's a choice for the future, a choice for life, a choice for living. And can't explain it. And some of you will get that. Some of you will think I'm crazy. Some of you may judge me for having this full-on treatment. And it was very, very, very intense. Of course, it's going to be intense having all your teeth taken out. Makes sense. So I called this episode Vulnerability, or Beyond Vulnerability. Yeah, this is something that goes beyond what I thought I was willing to do. As I said, it took enough for me to be able to have the courage to have this treatment, let alone to be able to talk about it whilst I'm still kind of in it. And yeah, I didn't talk about it 10 or 12 days ago when my face was even more swollen, and it was, you know, my diction was even more, whatever word you want to use. And well, here I am now talking about it. And it's almost like there's a relief in my world to just be able to say, hey, I'm Fiona, and I've just had this surgery, and I'm about to have implants. And yes, it's full on. And actually, I'm pretty happy. And it's so true. When the dentist told me that I could have implants, I was so happy. I was told nearly 3 years ago by some very, very unkind dentists that I couldn't have implants. And they had this kind of complicated thing that they were planning on doing. And honestly, when they talked about it, the two of them in the room, it was almost as though I wasn't there. They were like, oh, hey, I think we can do this complicated. Oh, yeah, let's do this complicated procedure, and patting themselves on the back. And the only thing they said to me was, well, yeah, when you get these teeth out of your mouth, you'll feel better. And it's like, you know what's funny? With all of this stuff going on, the rest of my body has been feeling fabulous. It's like there's been a mismatch between my teeth, mouth, and gums and the rest of my body. And that's not understandable in conventional medicine. And it's, I mean, I don't have an explanation for it. I mean, I'm grateful, but it feels like this surgery is kind of upgrading my teeth, mouth, and gums to the way the rest of my body is, and what more upgrades are possible. And it's so funny. I mean, I asked my body about everything. I asked my body, oh, my body's jumping now, would you like to have these implants? And my body was like, yes, we don't have a problem with having the metal. We're happy to have the metal. And so I already have 3 in. And as they were putting them in, I was like, hey, welcome implants. Hey, hey. And they are welcome and they're happy there. And really, how does it get better than this? And in a way, how does it get crazier than this? This doesn't feel a normal story. So, yeah, this really is beyond what I thought was possible for me to be and do. And like I say, it's just surprised me. So it's actually only 5 weeks since I chose to go to a dentist. And I didn't know what the possibilities would be with that dentist. I thought I may not be able to have implants. I thought I may not be able to have anything. And so it was very, very difficult to actually get myself to the dentist. And I'm very grateful for the facilitation. I can't say that word, facilitation I had that got me to the dentist. And then when I was there, it's like they were like, yes, you can have implants. And then everything went just blah, 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 blah. And I didn't really care what the process was to get these implants. I was just too super happy that I could have the implants. And, you know, when they told me the price, I was like, yeah, sure. And, you know, it's a significant amount of money. And because I've been hiding my teeth, I've had less money coming into my business recently. And so it's very interesting seeing what choice really is. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to create the money to have this. So I have the money there for the first part. I have to create the money for the next part. How does it get easier and better than this? I know I'm going to do it. And then what occurred was that literally a couple of hours later, I sneezed and I basically had this full-on cold. And then there was some complication with the dentist and some misunderstanding, and I thought they couldn't do the treatment, and indeed they couldn't do the treatment in exactly the way they described, but they can still do it, it just takes a bit longer. And I had this horrible cough, I could scarcely speak. And I just guess it was all the emotions coming up about what I was going to do. And so it's almost as though I had a yes, but my body was like, hey, hang on, we need to just be super ready. And so I had the cough and blah, blah, blah. And by the time it came to actually having the surgery, I was so ready. And it's like they couldn't believe me the morning that I walked in. I was like so happy, and I was like, bring it on. I mean, maybe if I'd known how it was going to be, I would have been a bit different. It was a very intense day, as you can imagine. But I was like super joyful. And actually, since I've had done for 10 days, I've just been so happy, and I can see my future in a different way. And it feels like this is an investment in me and my future. Funny thing to say, but that's how it appears. I mean, as the dentist said, these teeth are not for the future. So my new teeth will be for the future. How does it get better than this? Yeah, so beyond vulnerability, honestly, the kind of relief that there is in my world to just say, hey, here I am, and this is what I'm choosing. Handle it how you like. And I know that there'll be some people who I can already feel the love, the gratitude, I don't know quite even what the words are. I can feel that from you. And there may be people who judge me for choosing to have such full-on treatment, for not doing the natural thing, whatever the natural thing is, and actually for not being able to heal it the natural way. It's like, I'm an access consciousness facilitator. I am the right voice to be a facilitator, and it's about the mouth and speaking maybe, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm sorry, I wasn't able to heal it naturally. That's that's it. And my point, you know what, I'm so grateful. I had so many points of view about dentists. And I mean, I've had a lot of treatment from dentists that's been really, really, really unkind. I had so many points of view about dentists. And you know what? Now my point of view is I am so grateful. I am so grateful for this medical technology that allows me to have this third set of teeth. And who knows? I mean, my own point of view that is that as we evolve, we will be able to create, if you like, to grow our own third set of teeth. So I wasn't at that point, not evolved enough yet. And I'm happy to have what this medical technology is enabling me to have. I'm really, really happy. And I also asked for a kind dentist, and I asked for that 2.5 years ago after having that horrible experience in Budapest. And oh, there's something in my throat, so I say that, so I'm just going to clear myself again. Everything, that memory of those dentists in Budapest, and let's include this for you, all the memories of horrible dentists that you all have, will you now let them go, destroy and uncreate them? Thank you. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, POVADs and beyonds. So I asked for a kind dentist to show up, and it's 2.5 years later. And it's funny because I will be living in Zagreb. It would have been easier to have this treatment in Zagreb. And I just knew that I needed to come to Zadar. And I wrote to several dentists in Zadar, and one of them replied immediately. And I was actually talking to my friend at the time that they replied, and I was like, I think I want to get this call. And she tuned into the energy, and it was like I was talking to this lady who has been looking after me since then, talking to her on the phone, and oh my God, she was so friendly. And she was like, look, I can't really say much on the phone, but come down. And then she was like, can you come tomorrow? And I said, look, I'm traveling tomorrow. But they saw me really, really quickly. And some of these other dentists are still writing to me now, like a month later, saying, oh, would you like to? No, I've sorted it. I've had surgery now. It's like, once I knew I wanted to do it, I wanted to do it quickly. And this dentist was able to match that. And honestly, the kindness of these dentists, it's like one of the dentists, so I had 2 dental surgeons. One of the dental surgeons, this guy, it's like everything that he did during the day, like putting in the injections all over the mouth. And I mean, I won't go into the details, unlike some other place, but everything he did, there was nothing that hurt me. He was so kind and so aware of me. I mean, really a total healer. And it's just amazing. Well, maybe it's not amazing. It's like I know friends who've become doctors who are healers and go into something like being a doctor to help people, of course. And then they discovered the whole medical model. And it's just really interesting that he's in the middle of this sort of conventional dentistry medical model, and he is so kind. And then when it came to the surgery, he was like really able to be quick. And the lady who was the head surgeon was so quick, so efficient. Because of course, normally, I say normally, often in surgery, you're completely out of it. You have no idea what's going on. And believe me, there were times where I wish that was the case. But there you are with local anesthetic, being totally aware of all this stuff that's going on. And of course, they have to be quick, they have to be efficient, or the anesthetic starts wearing off. So they were incredibly quick and efficient, and I'm so grateful for everything, for the quickness, the efficiency, and the super kindness. So I think that's all for today, but that's why I'm calling this episode Beyond Vulnerability. Yeah, this is kind of a step into more barriers down, more vulnerability than I thought that I would even want to have. Didn't think I'd want to expose my pretty little mouth in its funny state and my voice in its funny state. So how does it get better than this? Let's just ask this. So what more vulnerability is possible for all of us that we don't actually think is possible, that if we allowed ourselves to step into it, would change everything? Everything that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, POVADs and beyonds. And truly, if you've got something useful out of this episode, I'm going to invite you to share it. I'm going to invite you to show more people my pretty little mouth and my funny little speech. How does it get better than that? Yeah, please share this if you get that it can contribute to other people. Please like this episode, please comment. And yeah, what if every shy person could have access to these amazing tools? It's so funny to say that with my lips. Okay, I will see you again. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to be continuing with these podcasts throughout this. So tune in if you'd like that. Or if you'd like to wait for me to be normal again, then it's going to be a few months, I think. Okay, thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I'm so grateful for you. It would be great if you could subscribe, great if you could leave a review wherever you're listening. And if you'd like some quick, simple tips to overcome shyness wherever you are, please go to my website, fionacuts.com, where you can download my free product, 5 Steps to Overcoming Shyness Wherever You Are. Thank you again, and see you next time.